So what we're trying to do is start the keyword research, and obviously we need to try and align with what the customer wants as well. So first thing is we want him to fill out our starting requirement document, which he's shown our competitors and a list of keywords that he thinks are going to send the right type of traffic. And what the product services are we're offering. So what you'll notice here is, and what I tend to do is I'll take all of those and I'll put them in a Word document to get it going. Let's get rid of that. There's the new Word document gone. Oh, come on. Where's the new Word document then? Maybe I didn't do one. Maybe I'll just do another one. Okay, new Word document. And so what I'll start doing is I'll write down what he's put in as words. So God.
Post, delete it in post special.
Yeah, and then so basically you end up with a list of keywords, and then what I generally speaking, next thing I would do is probably go through his menu. I'd almost certainly take these here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So these are personas that he's kind of come up with himself.
Yeah.
So I'd be putting those in, so that just everything is in one Word document.
Yeah.
You've then got tenants that he's trying to. So he's trying to find tenancies. Landlords is almost certainly should be on there as well. So what I'd do then from there is just start to make a list. So interestingly, he's got HMO overseas investors.
Mm.
So I would probably do HMO by itself, and then I would probably in that research then do developer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And within that one also do investor, and probably do overseas investor as well.
Yeah.
So that I got them all in, like so, and that would be sort of one cluster, if you like.
Yeah.
Timed HMO self-management, you might want to put in HMO self-management as well.
Yeah.
Like so. And then the next obvious one would be landlords. Landlords. And again, why is it done that? Landlords. Okay, seems to work this time. And then again, made out a list from those as well. So what we've got there, we've got portfolio. You get the idea.
Yeah.
Landlords, overseas, investors, developers. I don't know what that self-manager is, management. It might be worth having a look at that as well.
I think what he's trying to do there with self-management is trying to find those that, like myself, are currently self-managing and have had enough of it.
Right. Okay.
There's a huge chunk of people like that.
Yeah, I don't know what he means by poor agent overseas. Portfolio landlord.
I think that, I don't know what he means by that either, unless he does overseas management, but I can't imagine he does.
Yeah. And then here you can see on this thing he's got some about find tenants. So I'd probably put tenants as a header as well.
Yeah.
Tenants, and do keyword research on that as well.
Yeah.
And so that's how I start to build out the list. And then obviously when I'm looking at the headers, when you look at tenant FAQs, is there something better that we can call this? Where he's just got tenants, and then he's saying here, let's find your new home, which is not, not particularly relevant. It's not like somebody's going to type that in.
No.
So that's where we're trying to adjust that. But that tends to be how I start off. And then what I'll do is, as I do them, I'll delete the stuff that I've already done. So these would all go, basically. And there's a lot around Manchester as well. So you might want to put in there a section just on Manchester.
Yeah.
So Manchester, like so. And then again do, developer. Have you noticed whenever I'm writing, I do the same mistakes over and over?
Yeah, it's alright. I have problems with certain words, and I type them wrong every single time. Investors
in Manchester. So obviously these would be property. So you'd have to put property in front of all of them.
Yeah.
So that again, landlords, property landlord. You need the word property in there. And HMO would probably be HMO investor, HMO developer, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And then what I'd do is I'd go to his other list here, and go into the SE ranking onto the dashboard here. Go to competitor research. And just paste that domain in. Why is that wrong? Alright, there's a dot in it. And then go to the keyword section. I'll probably look at the full report. Yeah, and so you can see here that a lot of this is to do with Manchester. And you can see the search volumes here as well.
Yeah.
So when you're doing you can either search by position and see what positions they are in, and see what his top positions are. Yeah, so property management Manchester, he's position 3 at the moment.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and property management companies Manchester, he's number 4. Yeah, and property management Chester UK has only got 10. So what I would tend to do is I would take these two definitely. So property management is definitely going to be a factor here. So in that long list here, we would probably have property management.
On its own, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So property management. Property management. I'd probably put that as a category by itself.
Yeah.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories already. Then what I'd do is go to the search volumes, because this is going to show the higher volumes.
Right.
Yeah. So here you can see Rent House Manchester. Well, he's looking for tenants as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 9,900 people a month. He's currently 25. Yeah. So that again would be
Yeah, rent, house, rent, yeah.
Rent house, property, Manchester, and then I'll do the keyword research like that. So you might want to put that, if I put it in the same format as I did before, Manchester here, and then in there put in house, home, etc. You've got rent Manchester, so you could actually say just 0, which means basically leave out the property bit altogether, or the home bit. So it just says rent Manchester, because he's got this down here as well.
Yeah.
5,400 apartments in Manchester to rent. So you've got different types of houses now. So you've also got apartments, you've got semis, you've got detached.
Yeah.
And so you can start to see how I would sort of lay that out.
Yeah. Actually, there's also estate agents, which is probably not him, but at the same time that could pull traffic in, couldn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, estate agents. Estate agents. And so then when I think I've got them all, interestingly, they start talking about locations now as well.
Yeah.
So he's got Oldham in there, for example.
Yeah.
He's got Manchester postcodes. He's got Stockport. And then these guys are also talking about fire doors, door strips. So anything that you might need. So what else do you need for a rental property? You probably need
HMO. There's licensing actually as well. I tell you that will be searched for licensing.
Gas certificate, I think.
Yeah, gas certificates, licenses, fire alarms, fire doors, fire lighting,
fire. Alarm, doors,
lighting, escape,
lighting. We might even just want to use the word equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can kind of get the idea how the list sort of starts to build up.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously we can start to get rid of this stuff at the top here, which is yeah. So we can do the research on this type of thing.
Right.
So at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you might even want to do sort of areas including the postcodes.
Yeah.
As something.
Yeah.
And then you can move on to the next one and see if there's anything in there that they've got that he might want.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, well, that's good. That